Kwa hivyo tunaweza endelea. So welcome class to our accounting class. We shall be looking at balancing of ledgers. From our previous class, you remember we prepared these accounts for ledger transactions. And I remember telling you that after you have prepared ledger accounts like we did, we usually balance them off. So when you talk of balancing of the ledger is to ensure that whatever we have on the debit side is equal to the credit side. And so if the debit side has a lower amount, or credit side has a lower amount than the credit side or the debit side, we usually bring in something we call balances. And this balance are of two types. We have what we call balance brought down. The balance brought down is the opening balance. And we also have another balance called balance carried down or carried forward. So those are the two terms that we shall be introducing in this lesson for balancing the ledgers. And so because we have already prepared the ledger accounts from the previous lessons, we shall now go directly into balancing those particular ledger accounts. So when it comes to balancing of the ledger accounts, what we usually do, we usually come here and compare the two sides. Like in our case here, if we start with the capital account, if you look at the total of the capital account, on the debit side of the capital account, we have nothing. So we have 0. On the credit side, we have 50,000. So what we shall do to ensure that we shall have to ensure that this side is 50 and this one is also the amount reads 50,000. So to do so, we shall introduce what we call balance brought, balance carried down. So in this case, we shall assume we are balancing as at the end of the year, of the month, sorry. And the month here ends at 30th. So we shall come here and say 30th June, and we shall have here balance carried down. CD represents balance carried down. Balance carried down. So, and the balance carried down will be the difference between the totals of this side and the totals of this other side. This side we have 50, this side we have 0. So we shall say it is 50,000 minus 0, we get 50,000, like that. So we have a balance carried down as 50,000, and this side we have 50,000. So we can now add them up, and we have 50,000 as the total there, and on this side is 50,000, and we double underscore at the same level. You can see we are double underscoring at the same level. So this is the closing balance. This is what we are closing the business as at that particular month or time. So then in the business is like, we know we say that one of the assumptions of a business is that of accounting is that the business is ongoing concern. When you say that business is ongoing concern, it means that the business is likely to be operating continuously. So meaning that even the following month, the business will open. So if the business will open the following month, we shall have a balance. And that balance is called balance brought down. Balance brought down. And in this case, the balance carried down of the previous month will be our balance brought down for this month, which is in this case is 50,000. Whatever we had here is what we bring down here. That's why I call it balance brought down. Then on the second account, this is bank. On this side we have 50,000 plus 8,000. We have 58,000. On this side we have 12,000 plus 1,000, that is 13,000, plus 8,000, we have 21,000, plus 3,000, that is 24,000, and here we have 58,000. So this means that this side is more than this other side. So what do? We shall take the 24,000 minus 58,000. So we say it is 58,000 minus 24, and we get 34,000. So we shall have balance carried down as 38,000 there. 34,000 there. So that on this side we have 58,000. And this side we have 58,000. Just like that. So we had the balance carried down of 34,000. We shall have to bring it down on this particular side. So we shall have balance brought down of how much? 34,000. Of 34,000 there. So we go to the motor car. For motor van account, this side we have 12,000 plus 8,000, that is 20. This side we have 0. So we shall have it here. This is June 30th. So this is 20. So we shall have the balance carried down as 20. Balance carried down as 20,000. So here we have 20,000 like that. This one we have 20,000 like that. We double underscore at the same level. So whatever we had carried down here, we bring it down here. So we shall have balance brought down. And it's how much? 20,000. So that is it with that. We come to the other account, that is fixtures account. For fixtures, we have 4,000 plus 600 plus 3,000. This gives us a total of 7,600. This side we have 0. So it means that we shall have to have a balance carried down on this side. So balance as a 30th, we shall have balance carried down, which will be how much? 7,600. Yes, I can balance carried down would be 7,600. So on this side the totals shall be 7,600, just like that. I double underscore there, and then whatever I had carried down, I'll bring it forward, or I'll bring it down on this other side. So I shall have balance brought down is how much? 7,600 like that. So on this side is a 0. This side is 4,000. So I shall have the total here as 4,000. I shall have balance carried down as 4,000. So giving the total here as 4,000, I double underscore. Whatever I had carried down there, I bring forward here. Balance brought down is 4,000 in that case. For this one, look at this. From this side, we have 8,000. This other side, we have 8,000. So meaning that both sides are equal. So for such a question where the both sides of an account are equal, we don't have balance carried downs or balance carried brought down, carried down or balance brought down. So what we do, we just write the totals just the way they are. So we have 8,000 just like that. So for cash account, this side we have 1,000 plus 10,000, that is 11,000. This side we have, this is 11,000. This side we have 600 plus 8,000. So this is 8,600 and this is 11,000. So meaning that this side is more, has more compared to this one. So we shall have a balance carried down on that particular case. So 11,000 minus 8,600 shall give us 2,400. Yeah, 2,400, just like that. So it gives us 11,000 like that. Whatever we have carried down, we bring it forward. So you shall have balance brought down or brought forward is 2,400. So that is it. Then we have the loans account. On this side we have 10,000. This side we have 0. So we shall have balance carried down will be 10,000 like that. So 10,000, 10,000. So we bring we bring the total there, and the total here we have it there because we have carried down this particular amount. We bring it down on this other side. So we shall have balance brought down, which is 10,000 like that. And that's how we usually do the balancing of the ledger accounts. So going back to our initials, that is assets, expenditures, purchases, and drawings, and also liabilities, income, sales, and capital. We can note something. Just picking an account like capital, I want us to concentrate on balance brought downs, and we can conclude and say that all the capital usually has a balance brought down on the credit side. If you take an asset like bank, where do we have its balance brought down? It is on the debit side. So for these items, we usually say that their balance brought downs are on the debit side. Note that, because we shall be using this information in our next lesson. When we say the balance brought down is on the debit side, it is very important. The next information we shall be using, the next lesson we shall be using that particular information. For these other items, that is liability, income, sales, and capital, their balance brought downs will be on the credit side. They will be on the credit side. So, and you can take any item, any account here and compare, and you shall find that we shall have those transactions having information as I've summarized in this particular thing. So that's what we shall have with the balancing of the ledgers. So, and don't forget that this information will be very, very important in our next area or in our next topic. So that marks the end of our topic on the balancing of the ledgers. So I've given more questions for your practice on the same. So continue doing some questions and practice on the same case. And please pay attention to the balancing of the ledgers, because the next topic that we shall be having will rely a lot from this particular information that we had here about the balancing and preparation of the ledgers. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you well as you study through the topic.